What's going on, friends and family, and the people of the internet? So, today I want to talk about channeling pain, channeling suffering, and kind of what avenues we can redirect those feelings for a positive impact on ourselves, right? So, to start things off, right? Actually, someone in my comments they talked about um, the mind, the body, the soul, the breath of God, and all these things. And I thought that was a really interesting point, right? So, first of all, we feel this pain, we feel this suffering, we feel inadequacy, we feel whatever. And we look in the mirror and we say, look, I'm not as knowledgeable as I could be. I'm not as physically fit as I could be. I'm not in tune with nature or in tune with whatever, right? Religion or any kind of spirituality. For me, it's more about being able to just sit quietly and be peaceful and, you know, not need all these things like screens in my face and constant stimulation with whether it be social media, drugs, or, you know, I think that that's something that we should all strive for, right? Is like having those three things in balance is what makes a person not only content with their own selves, but able to give advice to others or raise others up, right? Because we've all seen like the stereotypical jock, right? Who, his body, sure, his body's in tune, but what about his academics and his mind, right? And so it's easy to it's easy to win an argument against that guy, right? Or it's easy to beat up a nerd who only focuses on studying all day long, right? And so if we're going to be in the best possible thing we can be, we need to have all those things balanced. And that's where pain and suffering come in, because motivation and, you know, motivation, it's not enough, guys. I know that everybody has been motivated to do something and still didn't do it for a long, consistent period of time. And people mistake consistency and intensity. Those are two different things. You can be motivated day one, that flame's burning bright, but by day seven, that flame has almost diminished. Whereas if you're consistent, that flame is burning at the same rate for months or years or decades. And that's where that true improvement comes in, right? So, what does that mean? That means that you can't just decide one day that you're going to do this and it's going to work. It's not a one time thought, it has to be coming from somewhere. You have to be channeling the energy and the reason why you want to do this. So, when we look at things like pain and suffering, rather than letting those things cloud our minds and suppress us and make us take our anger out on others and decide that instead of working on ourselves, we're going to pick at what's wrong with other people, why not channel those negative feelings into a positive outlet, right? And you can be angry about it. You can say, fuck, man, I'm not where I want to be, and I'm going to smash this homework because I'm going to feel good about it. Or, oh, I had a terrible day. Everyone's been treating me like shit. I'm going to go hit the gym and hit it hard, right? And that's the kind of mindset that we need to have. Or being able to say, look, I've been a shitty person to my family and my friends, and I let a lot of people down today. I'm going to go sit in the woods, quiet, and relax and reflect on it. And I'm not coming back until I have figured out what I'm going to do to make it better, right? Because you can know that you're doing things wrong, and if you continue to do it, you don't give a fuck. You really don't. Action speaks a lot louder than words. We've all heard it. So Action is what's going to really solve that problem. And I think that there's this one thing that I saw on another one of my comments. This guy linked me this video about evil and good, but absolute evil and absolute good, right? So we're not talking about, oh, I do one good action, but I'm a piece of shit 95% of the time. Oh, I would help the old lady cross the street, but I go home and beat my wife, right? That's a direct example that the guy in his video made. And I think that's a really good idea, right? And it comes back to consistency. Like, oh, I'm going to hit the gym for 1 week and I'm going to study hard for 1 week, but next week I'm going to be doing drugs all weekend and I'm going to be treating people like shit. It's not like it balances out. You know what I mean? It's not like good here, bad here, okay, I'm even. That's not how it works, man. You got to have that discipline to keep those morals and those ethics for a long period of time. And that's where knowing what it feels like to be tempted by evil, be tempted by feel pain. If you never knew what those feelings were like, you would never know what good is. So be thankful that you know what the opposite is, what the counter is to good, because you can look at both of them, weigh the scale. Do you want pain? Do you want suffering? Do you want inadequacy? Do you want to be taking your anger out on those who are weaker than you? Or do you want to be the best that you can be, bring people up with you, and make a positive change in the world? It's really up to you. And it's not a one-time thing. It's not, I did good today, so I'm good. It's every single day it's a reset, and you have to prove it to yourself again that you're capable of this over a long period of time. Everybody wakes up and they have bad days, but that bad day is more of a judge on your character than when you're living on top of the world. It's easy to be nice to people when you're having a good day. But how about when you're having a shitty day? Can you still smile? Can you still motivate people to be better? Can you still give encouragement and love to others even when you feel darkness inside? Because you're able to channel it into something good? I think that's what defines absolute good compared to absolute evil. Do you let things consume you, or do you channel them into positivity?